Welcome to Unruly 3, father of 3 unruly kids.
I'm not really.
So a little while ago, one of my nephews called me and he had me make him a chessboard. And he wanted 2 chessboards, and he really wanted me to put my Unruly 3 little burn emblem or logo on it, because he wanted it to be something that he could remember, have something that I built him that was in their family. And that made me start thinking, so we've had a hard year. Last year my mom passed away, and everybody's kind of going through everything in the house, picking things to remember her by. And I have, so the way my family works is I have an older sister. She's 18 years older than me. My brother is 17 years older than me. I have another sister that's 16 years older than me, kind of all leveled out. And I have a lot of nieces and nephews that I grew up with that were more my friends rather than me being uncle to them. And I thought it would be really cool for me to go through all my nieces and nephews and build them something that they would have to, in a way, remember their uncle for. So I'm going to start with my oldest one. He is Chris. My oldest sister, like I said, is 18 years older than me. Chris is only 6 weeks younger than me. So he had just missed the level to be in the same class. So I was 1 year older than him in school, but same age growing up. So this is what I got for him. We both grew up collecting football cards, baseball cards, sports cards, and he is a big 49er fan. When I was in 2nd grade and he was in 1st grade, my dad bought us each a jacket. I got a Dallas Cowboy jacket, and he got a 49er jacket. And in Montana, you don't have a professional team, so a lot of people have different teams that they root for. It's not like you don't root for the home state team or the local team. Everybody has different teams all the way through Montana. And so from the time of 2nd grade, I've been a Cowboy fan. He's been a Niner fan. And he collects 49er cards. So I thought it'd be cool to put together like a thing you put on the wall that has enough positions, kind of like with these cards, and they can be mounted up, and you have like the all-time 49er starting offense and the 49er defense, and you can kind of pull them out. So if you want to pull out Joe Montana and put Steve Young up there for a little bit, you could, or you could go older and put Joe Perry halfback up there for a little bit and take that down and put like Roger Craig, switch them out. So I'm going to try to make some kind of thing that you put on a wall that has these different things in them. And in the meantime, I'm going to tell you some stories about my nephew. And if this isn't the kind of thing that you like, or I understand I only got like 800 followers. And if you guys don't like it, just turn down the volume, I guess. But in the meantime, sit back. I'm going to build something fun, but I'm going to tell some stories at the same time. So if I lay down the cases, and it's kind of like this. So here I have my offense: center, guard, tackle. Put a tight end here, quarterback, 2 halfbacks, a wide receiver, and a wide receiver. It's going to have to be about this wide. And then with the defense, this thing's going to have to be 40 inches. So about 40 by 41. Maybe make it a little bit wider in order to fit all of the players on there. So this is the wood I plan on using for this project. I think it's alder. And so we're gonna mill up some lumber and get this going. So it's been a few days since I've worked on this But the problem with buying milled lumber from Craigslist is that it's not, like, this isn't really milled. This is just straight off of the saw. And it is all sorts of twisted. So I'm gonna put it on a flat board, run it through my planer, put some wedges in here, try to mill all this lumber up, and hopefully be able to keep enough to still do this project. All right, so I'm seeing a lot of bad pieces, bad chunks in this, like cracks that are running on the side. So I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to cut this into smaller pieces and then glue up a bigger panel into this out of the smaller pieces, but getting rid of some of these nasty knots, these big cracks, and then milling it and seeing what I got after that. So I'm gonna change it up a little bit. So after milling, cutting them into smaller pieces, this is, I don't know, I'm gonna find a way to use some of this lumber, but this is kind of the boards that we have left that we're gonna glue back together and hopefully make this project that I got planned. Right, I let these guys sit overnight. And now I can take off all these clamps, run them through the drum sander and get them flat. Then glue them together. So I took this class just a little while ago on leadership, and one of the things that they had us do was they said that let's say for your job you have to hand in a project and it's due, you know, they give you a date or whatever, but here's the problem. It decides how much money you're gonna make, and it decides all kinds of stuff at the work, maybe your promotions, all kinds of things. The problem is you can't touch it, and you have to pick somebody to do it for you. And who would you pick? And then they said, now imagine another person that would be the last person you would pick for that. That one was easy. I just picked my sister. I mean, I talked about her before. That girl's goofier than a football bat. But the person that I would pick, and I think everybody in our family would agree, the person that we would all pick would be Chris. I think if I'd pick anybody, it'd be him. So we just recently went over to his house. We did a whole bunch of fishing. My boy it was probably my favorite thing that he got to spend some time with him, with Chris. You know, I think my son thought that we were just fishing, but I was making some pretty awesome core memories. All right, yay! Now that we finished that, you guys want to watch? I'm gonna put some paint out here and I'll let you guys watch that dry. Probably just as much fun. Okay, so I cut these out. My father-in-law cut these out and use them as a template. So I got this bit and should ride in there, and then that bearing stops it from going any further down, and it will go around that. I have never actually done this, so it's kind of my first time. So I thought instead of practicing on the actual project, I'm gonna put it on here, give it a shot, see what happens. All right, so I can already see the problem. My base on this guy is not big enough. So when I put it on here, and I get here to the middle, if I get into the middle here, it wants to rock down inside of there. So I might not be able to use this unless I had like a bigger base. I don't. I know that they sell them and you can move them around, but I'm gonna have to figure that out. But for now, I just want to try to get, just to see if this will even fit. So I'm gonna go good into the corners, see what happens. Ooh, I did not have the vacuum on. Yeah, that'll look okay. You won't see what's behind it. I just got to just really refine that, make sure I got the right setting, and then the cards will slide in there. I don't even have to go that deep. Be kind of cool though once they're recessed and everything. So I got this bad seam, so I'm just gonna cut that off, and then this will be the end zone. It has the same number of boards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is centered on these three, so we'd have one here, one board here. So I'll cut this one off to get rid of this bad seam. All right, so once these are all routed out like that, you can't see what's underneath. By the way, this is my very first Roger Staubach card that I got. Might have been in 7th grade. Sent away for it, and I got a variety of old vintage cards in the mail, and this Roger Staubach was one of them. But this you can't see underneath. I think this looks pretty good, but I do have like some lines. So all right, so I got this guy. Bought this a long time ago. I've had this a very long time ago. Very, very rarely use it, but it might get in there. Let's see if we can get this a little smoother. Yeah, I think that's a little better. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna show it, but I'm going to do this to all of them. It's gonna take a long time. Okay, I want to put a frame on this. So I'm going to cut this at a 45 and then sneak up on this cut over here. All right, that's pretty close for now. Then I'll just cut the other ones, do the same thing. So what I was just doing was cutting a slit in the end here, and then you put these little splines in here. They look really nice once they're all cut. So this wood is the same as this. So against the walnut, it'll look really nice. Again, I think this is alder. Joe Montana drops back. Dwight Clark is running a drag route. Everson Walls going across, guarding him. Randy White coming in, blitzing. Ed Too Tall Jones blitzing. Montana drops back. Clark is in the back of the end zone. Everson Walls guarding him. Montana looks, he doesn't have anywhere to go. He sees Dwight Clark in the back of the end zone, and then Ed Jones just sacks him, destroying him. So a lot of people would think, why would I make this of all the things? There's lots of stuff to make, but sports cards has always been something that Chris and I have done together for a really long time, ever since we were little, little mowing a lawn, running down, getting a box of cards. And so I think this is something that'll really mean a lot to him. Hopefully he'll really enjoy it. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, give me a like. This is something you like to see, give me a subscribe. If it's not something you don't like to see, sorry, I will, but there's gonna be more of them. Next on the list is Jamie, and so stay tuned and see what I got in store for her.